Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the shift. Of course, we want to talk about your big partnership with Quench, but I want to first ask you, what did you do for yourself today?
Thanks so much for having me on. Yeah, the schedule's been really intense and crazy. It's back to training, so it's been nonstop since I've been at home.
What has it been like just with the schedule, training, mindset shifting, almost tide shifting? How has it been being a part of that and now being a part of a future with this national team?
Yeah, I think it's been a bit of a reset period. I don't get to spend too much time at home. Usually I'm in the UK playing, so it's been a bit of a reset period, just being at home, spending time with family. And then just gearing up for what's coming in a few weeks' time. It's crazy that it's almost here, and soon we'll be getting on a plane to head over to Europe. So it's been unbelievable, but a really nice time to just reset, spend time with family, and just get busy with training, really.
Absolutely. Obviously, there's been moments where you've been able to connect with fans, whether it be friendlies or play here, of course, on home soil. What have you noticed in terms of the change of just viewership, but also buy into a program that's been just so strong year after year, Olympic after Olympic? Do you feel like there's a shift in terms of what you guys know is building when it comes to the landscape of soccer in Canada?
Yeah, it's such a privilege to play at home. We were just recently in Montreal and in Toronto, and I think when you go to those games, you really feel the energy and the passion from the fans. And, you see so many young girls screaming your name. Everyone wants an autograph, and everyone's just so excited to be there. And yeah, it's just such a nice thing to be able to witness and to see the change that's happened in the last few months. Yeah, especially in Canada. I think, the sport is booming right now. And it's just so nice to witness that in person.
When you think about the legacy and also just the foundation that someone like Christine Sinclair has laid down, as you kind of look forward to this next gen, this next chapter, and what that future looks like, is there anything in specific that sticks out to you in terms of lessons or messaging that she's passed on over the years that you guys have been on the pitch together?
Yeah, I think we've been in a bit of a transition period as a team, losing some really important veteran players like Christine and Soph. And I think we've been in a bit of a shift. So I think we're still working on that as a team, as a group. We've got a lot of exciting young talent coming up, and our team is really talented. I think you'll see that with our last few results. We've been unbeaten in over 10 games now. So I think this summer is going to be really exciting. We've got a lot of great new talent coming up, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what this team can achieve.
Yeah, y'all made me put away my Jamaican flag and just pull out the Canadian flag for when you guys went head to head. But let's talk now about Quench and this partnership. You, of course, being a face of this moving forward. What is it when it comes to alignment that drew you to a partnership like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such a special partnership. I think, these opportunities weren't around when I was younger. And I think it's just so nice for young girls to look up to that and see that this is a possibility for them, that they can, make a living playing soccer and working with brands. And yeah, it's nice to be the face of a brand alongside two other elite athletes, Andrew and Nathan. And it's such a special partnership, and it's nice to work with a company that, I use their products, I trust their products, and I know I'm getting the best with them. So it's definitely a lovely partnership.
And for yourself, because I always feel like, being a woman in sport, you have such this opportunity to market because everything is so intersectional when it comes to that. Is there ways in which you address or maybe approach your business, how you want to use your platform to monetize, to send out messages, but how has that strategy been for you and coming into your own?
Yeah, I think, the message that I try to send is just being a strong female athlete. I think, to send out the message that, you can do whatever you want to do if you put the work in and you have a dream. I think you just, you go and chase it, and you don't stop until you get there, and you don't let anyone tell you differently. So yeah, I think that's, the message I try to send. And I think we're in such a special time of women's sports. And I think that's, you would see typically in the US, maybe with female athletes being the faces of brands, but I think, you know, in Canada now it's changing and it's exciting, and just, you know, happy to be here for it.
Absolutely. Obviously, we're not in the business of people being performative. So I'm wondering, when you think about partnerships, one like this, what are your non-negotiables when it comes to brands coming to the table to work alongside you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Quench shows respect towards female athletes, and I think that's important. Um, it's important to partner with someone that you actually use their products and that's trustworthy. And I think there's a lot of hydration drinks out there that claim to be healthy, but they're actually not, and they're just filled with junk. And you know, Quench is not like that. It was formulated by a legendary strength and conditioning coach and tested on many athletes before. So I think just partnering with a brand that I trust is so important.
Now, lastly, for me, obviously there's a lot of news about just what Canada is getting when it comes to women's soccer league. But the conversation when it comes to soccer and women's participation, it always feels like that barrier there is infrastructure on home soil. How exciting is this opportunity when, you know, you consider just your path for young girls to have infrastructure, to have grassroots programming, to stay playing soccer in Canada as opposed to going overseas to realize their dreams?
Yeah, I think the announcement of the Northern Super League has just been it's been a game changer. I think, you know, it's brought so much excitement to soccer in Canada, and it's so nice that young girls have something to look up to now, and they can play professionally in Canada, where all of us on the national team, we never had that. And, you know, we had to leave our homes when we were young, and we had to go over to Europe to play, or to the States to play, and we were living away from home. So I think, you know, now that we have that coming next year is so exciting. And I think it'll only help grow the national team as well, to grow the pool of talent. So really exciting, and hopefully we'll get to see some of our own national team players playing in the league.
Absolutely. We're going to be keeping our fingers crossed for the Toronto franchise that we get that level of representation. Well, the countdown is on. All of us, of course, are going to be waiting with anticipation to see just how the women do over in Paris. But thank you so much for taking the time. And once again, congratulations on the partnership with Quench.
Thanks so much for having me.